If you're currently running a short form content agency in 2024, you're effed. But no need to worry because I'm here to present you with a new AI offer that could change everything for you. So let's not waste any time, let's dive straight into it. And so the first thing is we need to identify the problem. And so, my personal experience, I started my short form content agency at the beginning of 2023, back when people were just starting to hop on the trend. And the difference in levels of competition between then and now is absurd. There's so many short form content agencies today that if you run one, then you're just another fish in the red ocean. And so 2019, 2021, you had online service providers, but it wasn't so much to the point where it's just fucking unbearable. Like 2021 and onwards, like when Emon blew up and all these free resources just came along, I mean, all these online service providers essentially turn into commodities because when you get so much of the same thing, it becomes commoditized. And that's exactly what's happened with short form content services. And so, it's a fairly competitive market, and then it just became a commodity in a red ocean market. Like it's fucking you're fighting for breadcrumbs for scraps. And so another interesting insight that I discovered was that around 20% of the short form content agencies were getting around 80% of all the clients in any given niche. And the reason for this is because they had at least one of the following weapons in their arsenal. And it was either a strong personal brand, or two, they were already established, okay, with tons of social proof and a proven offer mechanism that they can display when they're marketing their services. And so these two ways are really the only true way to stand out from any ultra competitive market. People used to stand out by adding crazy guarantees to their ads and offers, but the market has gone desensitized to that. Okay, so beforehand, people would add, "Hey, we'll get you 1 million views in 90 days, guaranteed, or you don't pay. We'll refund you this and that and blah blah blah." No, everyone's so used to that. Okay, that doesn't make you stand out anymore. People know that when you say that and they hop in a sales call, you're gonna downsell the guarantee, and you're not at the end. You're not even guaranteeing it because there's probably some conditions or something, but people know that that's not the case. And so adding guarantees, it might get them on the call, but even if they do sign with you, adding a guarantee to your offer actually gives you a higher chance of getting a shitty client. And it's just a shitty way to scale a business. And so, another interesting insight that I discovered was that while running my short form content agency, that it was nearly impossible to book consistent meetings with good KPIs as a short form content agency in 2024, especially if you're in the coaches and consultants niche like I was. The second you send a prospect a cold DM, they know that you're just another short form content agency that has some scripting and editing service to sell them. Okay. And so if you don't have a personal, or no, if your personal brand or agency isn't established, then you're at a huge disadvantage, especially as a short form content agency. Because if we're being honest, short form content services, they aren't that hard to fulfill, opposed to maybe like, SEO or UGC services. Okay, short form content's a bit on the easier side. And that's just, when there's a lower barrier of entry, there's going to be so much more competition and so many people trying to do the same exact thing. And so, how do we actually solve this problem of insanely commoditized offer and insane levels of competition? Well, so how do you win in this ultra red competitive fucking market? Well, the way you do that is you simply reposition yourself as an AI scaling specialist. Okay, and if you're wondering what the fuck is an AI scaling specialist, well, it's a person who sells an AI scaling system to other business owners. If you're wondering what the fuck is an AI scaling system, well, it's essentially AI tools packaged into an offer that helps someone grow the specific part of their business. So, for example, content, short form content, long form content, lead gen, UGC, paid ad systems, etc. And so what I did to turn my commoditized short form content agency into an offer that stood out and was much more desirable and irresistible was I packaged it into an AI scaling system. Okay. And so a quick side note, we actually just launched our brand new AI scaling specialist school community. And so if you're interested in learning everything that there is about becoming an AI scaling specialist, then click the first link in the bio. And it's only going to be free for a very limited amount of time since we're trying to get a decent amount of people in the group before we start charging for it. So back on the main page, if you're actually wondering what are the benefits of selling an AI scaling system, there's a ton, and probably the biggest and main one is that you have a novel offer. You stand out from the competition. And in 2024, That's a huge thing. When everyone's selling the same exact thing, and if you sell something even slightly different, you have an offer that seems slightly unique, slightly novel, that puts you above everyone by a lot. Okay, because there's so many people doing the same exact thing. And if you're just one of them, you're just another fish in the ocean. Okay? So, the online business space is so competitive nowadays that you need every single tool in your arsenal. A novel and appealing offer is definitely one of the best tools to have, especially if you are a short form content agency. You need something to stand out from the competition. Okay? If you don't, I promise you that you will struggle. Especially if you're just now starting, you must have some sort of competitive advantage because it's already tough enough out there. And so adding AI into your offer will present you as something that the prospect has never seen before. Instead of just scrolling past the same R X content system will get you X amount of views or you don't pay. Everyone's so used to that. That shit does not make you stand out. The AI element will spark curiosity in the prospect, leading them to wanting to find out more. And if they like what they see, they will want it. And if they want it bad enough, they're gonna buy it. Okay? And the truth is that soon enough, AI is gonna become commoditized also. So hop in right now while you still have the chance to build up that competitive advantage because not a lot of people are doing it. And once a lot of people start doing it, you'll be so far above and everything will be proven that it doesn't even matter. Okay? This is like starting a short form content agency in 2020. Okay? This is like starting an SMMA, or Facebook ads agency in 2015. This is going to be a trend that a lot of people are going to start hopping on. Okay? And not a lot of people have hopped onto the AI skilling specialist trend, but once they do, it's going to be a lot harder than it is right now to hop on it. And so, you know, like I said, you're riding the biggest trend, and AI is by far the biggest trend right now, and we are in the very early stages of it. And this is former Google CEO Eric Schmidt. In an interview recently, he very recently actually just said, I think this stuff, and he's referring to AI, is underhyped, not overhyped, because the arrival of intelligence of a non-human form is really a big deal for the world. And you see YouTubers like Liam Otley, Liam Evans. I don't know why Liams are blowing up with AI, but and these guys have not been posting content for a very, very long time. And you're seeing that them adding the AI element into their videos is definitely helping them get a lot of views. And so, just if you go on Google Trends and you can see the AI keyword search history had just skyrocketed, towards the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, and it's steadily going up. It's not dipping. Okay, typically with trends, after a while they dip, but AI is only going to keep going up. Okay, and so this is Brad Jacobs. He scaled a few billion-dollar businesses, and he actually said, in business, you can mess up a lot of things, but if you get the main trend right, you're going to make a lot of money. Okay? And so, although AI is mostly considered a trend, in reality, it's a revolutionary technology that's going to change how we live our lives. Okay? And so, for example, a major breakthrough has just been made in the medical field. Profluent Bio just created the first ever open source AI gene editor, which is fucking insane. Okay? And they open sourced it. And this is going to revolutionize gene editing and advance medical efforts by a ton. Okay, and just even further to prove to you that AI is just not it's not some other trend that's going to come and go. Elon Musk said that the biggest threats to humanity is AI, thermonuclear weapons, and population collapse. Okay, and so the thing with trends is that they typically disappear after a while, and that is not going to be the case with AI. So by implementing AI into your offer, you're extending the longevity of your business by introducing innovation to the forefront of your business. Think of it like the digital revolution. When the internet was first introduced, everyone thought it was just another fad that was going to disappear after a while. The complete opposite happened. The ones who took advantage of the internet and implemented it early on got a large competitive advantage and reaped the rewards from it. And so if you don't hop on the wave, then you're swimming against it. And don't be a Blockbuster, be a Netflix. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where the people who adopted it early on really reaped their rewards and got a huge competitive advantage. And that's exactly where we're at right now with AI. And so it makes your solution, it makes your service cheaper, faster, and more efficient. This is so especially true with short form content services. And so this is an example of a company that adopted an AI chatbot as their customer support system, I guess. And so this AI assistant specifically projected to drive a $40 million profit improvement for this company, and it's mainly due to cost savings and improved efficiency. Okay, and so Nvidia just announced, new healthcare agents that outperform nurses and do it for $9 an hour. Oh my gosh. And so whole departments are being replaced by AI because companies are starting to realize that they can get better quality of work for much cheaper. And the smart companies are adapting. It's either you adapt or you die. And so speed and efficiency. The process of creating, managing, editing, and distributing content is very tedious and time consuming. Very tedious and time consuming. And AI can automate a good chunk of this process. So instead of your clients having to wait a couple of days for your editor to edit the video and then social media manager to post it, it can actually be done in a couple of hours. Okay, I'm going to present you with that later on when I actually show you what the actual offer is. And so, for example, ideation, editing, and scripting are all aspects that can be mostly automated by AI. And if you have the right tools and systems in place, you can really automate the whole process. And you still need human eyes well, as of now, you still need human eyes to conduct quality assurance on, specific aspects like, the ideation, like the content ideas, the scripting, the videos that get edited by AI. But in the future, I think it's going to be good enough that we can completely remove humans from the whole process, but we're not quite there yet. But you want to actually make sure that the AI is actually good enough, and the work meets the standards that you're aiming for, which as of now, it's definitely crushing those standards with the short form content services that we're providing, and we're seeing the work that it's providing. And so, like I said, quality AI is a technology. It does exactly what it's told to do. Humans, on their other hand, they have emotion, they make mistakes, they're slow. AI comes with none of those problems. And so Larry Summers said that AI will eventually be able to do nearly every human job, from building homes to making medical diagnosis, particularly white-collar workers and cognitive labor. And this could be the biggest thing that has happened in economic history since the Industrial Revolution. Okay? And when I say this, I kind of feel like I'm some fucking like anti-human, like robot lover. Like, no, bro, I'm not. This is just me looking at it from a logical standpoint. Okay, like humans, they're complex. They come with emotions. They're not motivated. AI, it's programmed to do exactly what you want it to do. Okay, and it's fucked up. A lot of people are gonna lose their jobs, but you adapt or you die. It's a doggy eat doggy world. You hunt or get hunted. Fuck, I mean, that's how it works. And so, for example, AI cold callers, they don't, for example, Air AI is really big right now, and there's a bunch of, you can make your AI agents or whatnot. AI cold callers, they don't stutter and they don't make mistakes. Okay, well, at least most of the time they don't. They know exactly what questions to ask, what tone to use, how to handle objections, and the thing is, the more data they get, the more data can get trained on, and so the better they get. It's a feedback loop, and so you're fucking here sitting on the phone. You think you're talking to like fucking Jordan Belfort, when in reality it's a AI. I mean, it's crazy. Then you have AI labor workers. They don't need to take breaks. They don't need to rest. They don't even need to operate expensive machinery, since they are expensive machinery. Okay? And they know exactly how to navigate and handle situations because, they're trained and programmed to handle specific complex situations. For example, the Tesla full self-driving. I don't know. You've probably seen like those videos of the full self-driving Tesla where it's in these complex traffic situations and just fucking navigates through it perfectly. Okay? And then this is what we're going to be mainly leveraging. You have generative AI, so art, editing, graphic design, etc. It does the work of hundreds of artists in a matter of seconds. Okay? And so when it comes to your short form content agency, you automating the creative side of things. So for example, ideation, scripting, and editing, it's going to lead to an increase in quality. Okay, as long as you're actually doing quality assurance and making sure that the quality meets the standards, it can actually exceed it. Okay, and so the way for me to portray this is that when it comes to ideation and scripting for humans, if you aren't somebody who has a winning formula for finding and creating winning ideas and scripts, then it's going to be a struggle and very time consuming to actually craft these, okay? And then duplicating that skill into other people. While AI is trained on millions of pieces of data, whether that's text, images, videos, it depends on which AI. It finds the winning AI tools or no, finding winning AI tools, chatbots, even prompts that are proven to work time and time again is something that can not only save you lots of time, but also get your clients better results. Okay. And so when it comes to editing, editing is probably the biggest thing that we automate, okay, with AI and saves us the most time and money. And so, humans having a human edit your videos or your clients' videos will take more time, be more expensive, and it's going to be lower quality. Okay, especially as time goes on, and AI gets better and better. It it's just the gap between humans and AI is only going to separate. And so, AI's having an AI edit you or your client's videos will be an instantaneous, much cheaper, and increase in quality and decrease in error rate. Okay, so it's a no-brainer to position this into your offer, position yourself as an AI scaling specialist, and provide better solutions and better services, quicker solutions, high quality solutions and services to your prospects and your clients. And so, for example, I just added this in to show you kind of, if you don't use ChatGPT, some you need to hop on it right now. But for example, I said draw the most beautiful picture ever. 20 seconds and 40 milliseconds later, boom. Oh my God, what the fuck? This is insane. How long do you think it would have taken a human artist to draw this? Probably months, maybe even years. Did this shit in 20 seconds. And so, at the end of the day, this AI is going to make your offer 10 times more appealing and provides a solution that's easier and cheaper to deliver, meaning you're left with more time and money, which is the whole reason why most people get into business and, most people end up getting enslaved to their business and hating their business. We're going to help you solve that. And so, let me actually show you the short form content AI scaling system and what it looks like. Okay, so a typical short form content offer looks something like this. Okay, as a short form content agency, the desired situation of your prospect is to have a strong personal brand and a large audience. The way they're going to achieve this dream situation is by posting short form content. Okay, to post short form content, you have to solve three main gaps for each prospect or for the prospect. The first one is the researching gap, the second one is the creating gap, and the third one is the distributing gap. Okay, and within those three gaps, there's two main subcategories that we will use to help us solve each gap. Okay, so if you basically don't understand what I'm saying, there's three main gaps that you have to solve to create good content, and within each one of those three gaps, there's two main things under those gaps that you need to do to actually solve those gaps, two subcategories. And so, uh, the first one for the researching gap, to actually be able to conduct quality research on things like trends, topics, whatever. You have to conduct market research, whether that's on TikTok or other platforms, see what's actually working. And you also have to have good analytic tracking and reporting systems in place. Okay. And when it comes to creating, you need to have a content management system, and you also need to have editing, someone edit the videos. And when it comes to distributing, you need to be posting on all platforms. Okay, if you actually want to get your clients omnipresence, get them on each platform, scale their personal brand exponentially, and also you need to be managing profiles and content. Okay, this is what a typical short form content offer looks like. But now we're going to go even a level deeper. Under each subcategory, we have the mechanisms, tools, and people. Okay, so under each one of these subcategories, we have mechanisms, tools, or people that we actually leverage to solve each one of these problems. And this is where AI comes to save the day. Instead of using the same old tools that normal short form content agencies use, we will be switching some of them up to use AI tools instead so that our offer is one, more appealing, we're future proofing our business, we're riding the AI trend, we stand out from the competition since we are AI scaling specialists who sell AI scaling systems, not a short form content agency who sells short form content services, and we can deliver results to our customers in a cheaper, quicker, and a high quality and more efficient way. Okay, so the benefits outweigh the cons by a fucking ton. And so I'm going to compare the two offers now, and I'm actually going to show you what the AI offer looks like. And so the old short form content fulfillment, you have the research part, okay? And when it comes to the research, to actually conduct content market research, you one need a creative director, someone who actually knows what they're doing, and you need to be searching other platforms for proven topics, hooks, trends, etc. Okay? And when it comes to analytic tracking and reporting, you need to have a social media manager and a social media management tool. So these are tools like Buffer, Hootsuite. Um, Buffer and Hootsuite are mainly the main two ones that are the most prominent. We mainly leverage Buffer, but having a social media management tool. And the second gap is the creating gap. You have a content management system, and so with that content management system, you actually need a social media manager to manage it, and then you need project management software. And so we personally use ClickUp. That's where you show each video, where the timeline of each video is. It's just the most simple. And then when it comes to editing, in an old short form content offer, you would have an editor, and this editor would manually edit all the videos, okay, with whatever software, whether that's Adobe, this or that. they would manually edit the videos, which is very, very time consuming. And most of the time, if you're outsourcing to an editor that's overseas, it's going to come with a lot of spelling mistakes and, just a lot of revision needed, um, that needs to be done on the edits. And so when it comes to distributing, you need to be posting on all platforms. And to do this, you need a social media manager and social media management tool. So, whether that's Buffer, Hootsuite, etc. And then also managing profiles and content. So the content that you actually post, writing the bio, etc. Like I said, just social media manager and social media management tool, Buffer, Hootsuite, whatever. And so for this short form content offer, the talent that you're going to need is an editor, a social media manager, and a creative director. So essentially 3 people, okay, to manage one person. And so this is just a visualization. Like I said, 3 gaps to solving content, and then you have the 2 subcategories, and then under that, these bolded parts that we actually just went over, the mechanisms and the talent that actually solve for these problems. Okay? And so what's actually the result on this fulfillment? Well, you need a bigger team, which is gonna, in contrast, add more stress and less profit. It's gonna be slower, and it's lower quality work. Okay? So it's gonna essentially, at the end of the day, you're providing worse results. So what does this new short-form content fulfillment look like? This new AI scaling specialist offer look like for short-form content services? Well, first of all, I want to introduce you to a SMICE. And so what is a SMICE? A SMICE is someone who has a deep understanding of social media and leverages AI to do things like edit, manage, and research content. And basically, a SMICE is a social media AI specialist. Okay? And so what you need is instead of having 3 people, instead of having one creative director, one social media manager, and one editor, you want to place one SMICE who's trained on specific AI tools to manage, edit, and distribute content for your clients. Okay? And so the way they do this is when it comes to researching and content market research, you place one SMICE who's trained on, you give them specific SOPs on the way you do research across platforms and specific AI tools that they can leverage to basically summarize all the data and, cut their research time in half with real-time data. Okay, and when it comes to analytics tracking and reporting, this doesn't really change too much. It all depends on the tracking system that you have in place to track your clients' metrics when it comes to their social media. But like I said, the SMICE can do that, and they just leverage whatever social media management tool they use. Now, when it comes to creating, this is essentially the biggest part biggest thing that gets automated in this whole content creation process and makes your offer the most appealing. Okay, because you completely cut out the editor. Okay, now what you're doing, you're basically combining the creative director, social media manager, and editor into one person. Okay, so for the content management system, you just, like I said, you have one SMICE, and they can easily manage all the content with a project management software. And when it comes to editing, this is the biggest part. Okay, you get a SMICE and you train that SMICE on how to use AI editing tools, mainly Submagic and Opus Clips. Opus Clips for repurposing podcasts and YouTube videos, longer form content, and Submagic for editing short form content from scratch, editing raw footage. Okay, and so what this does is they can edit a clip in less than 10 minutes. Okay, which means that they can do other stuff that require other people to do, but this one person can do everything, cover the whole entire content creation process from A to Z, since you've completely outsourced the editing to AI. And so when it comes to distributing, there's not going to be a whole lot being outsourced to AI. Essentially, posting on all platforms, that's going to stay the same. Whatever you do to distribute content across multiple channels, just get your SMICE, your social media AI specialist, to do that. And when it comes to managing profiles and content, same thing, except you can leverage AI tools to do things like copyright, write captions, stories, bios, etc. But so the main thing that makes this offer appealing is, one, you're using AI, which already makes your offer unique and stand out from everyone else. But when it comes to the logistics of it, instead of having to utilize 3 separate people to fulfill for one of your clients, which is going to in result, cost you more money and cost more time for the client, for you and the client, nobody likes slow services. You just need one person to fulfill the whole content creation process from A to Z. Okay, because the biggest thing that's getting outsourced to AI is actual editing. Okay, instead of an editor importing a raw footage into their editing software and then manually writing all the captions, They just simply upload it to one of the two tools, depending on what type of footage it is, whether you're repurposing long form or you're editing raw footage from scratch. And AI automatically writes all the captions, and you can still do things like, if you, I guess, if you want to edit it a bit or however the client wants it, tailor it specific to their needs, and then just performing a bit of quality assurance to actually make sure there's no spelling mistakes. One person can handle the whole content creation process from A to Z. Okay, and you want to be positioning yourself as an AI scaling specialist, someone who packages AI tools into an offer and uses it to grow people's businesses. Okay, and so, I mean, you have to do this now if you want to stand out and you don't want to be another commodity. And so, you want to hop on this before everyone starts doing it and everyone's quote unquote starts selling AI. And so, the visualization of this, it's essentially the same thing, but instead of creative directors and social media managers and editors, essentially we're just using SMICEs, social media AI specialists. And so you want to create a pool of social media AI specialists and train them. And so they're trained on top of these AI tools so you can leverage them to fulfill the needs for your clients. And so what's the result of this fulfillment? Definitely a leaner team, less stress, more profit. It's faster, higher quality work, and better results. Okay, and essentially this whole video was kind of just a high level overview of how this actual offer works. I can easily go more in depth on how to actually train social media AI specialists, what specific tools to use for which part of the content creation process, etc. But yeah, if you found this helpful and got any insight from it, please let me know, and please go ahead and join our AI scaling specialist community while it's still free. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.